Yep, I'm doing the hinge bushing repair on my O2 Camaro. Got the door off. I'm not going to walk you through all that. There's some really good videos out there on how to do all that. What I am going to tell you is there's some, I don't know, secrets, but there's definitely a place for these replacement pins to go in after you get the old ones out, grinding them out and all that good stuff. The kit that I got, and I'm going to assume they're all this way, but it's the Dorman kit. I threw the box away. 38493, I think, is the part number on the kit. And it comes with 4 bushings and 4 pins. The bushings are all the same, but the pins are not. 2 of the pins are identical, and then you have 1 pin that's really long, and it's easy to know where that one goes. And you have one that's just slightly shorter than the other 2 that are a pair. Well, the long one, it's easy to know where it goes because this part on the lower hinge is the only part of this whole contraption on the upper and lower hinge where you have 3 pieces of metal to go through. Obviously, the long one goes here. It seems like the matched pair would go in the upper and lower part of the upper hinge. And then the one that's slightly shorter would go over here, which would also make sense due to the thickness that is on the top of these original hinge pins here. But you can see here that the head on this one is slimmer than it is on this one. Well, this is what came out of the top over here on this side. So you would think, all right, maybe one of these pins has a slimmer top on it. And for sure, it does. This is the replacement pin, the one oddball short one. It is much slimmer up here than basically all the rest of the pins in the kit. And there you can, I hope you can see the difference in the thickness on those heads. But if you put the pair that matches up in this upper hinge, it'll work just fine. But what you're going to find out over here is that pin with the slimmer head over here, it's just made all different. And when you put it over here, the nut is going to bottom out on the threads, and you're still going to have about 1/8 of an inch of this pin sticking down out of here, which means that the shoulder part of the pin right here that rides in the bushing, it means that most of it's not even contacting the bushing yet. So all of that to say, you're going to have to, the long pin here, take your choice, take one of the matched pair, put it over here, the shortest one with the slimmest head on it, put it on the other side of the upper, and then the other one of the pair, put it over here. And it will just tighten down over here. And it doesn't look like there's a difference in the thickness between here and what you would see here, but I'll show you that there is. All right. So what do we got? 0.43 inches. And on this one we have 0.47. And it's just enough. It's just enough to make that difference to where that pin with its different construction, different length, different amount of threads poking up, it just won't pull that new pin through. I should say here. Well, that's showing 0.49, but it's probably because I don't have the nut on there, so it's not squeezed down. But you can see there's a difference in the thickness of those, of the plates that make up those hinges. So anyway, I hope that helps you demystify what's going on with that. And in addition to all of that work, if your roller has gotten seized up and got a flat spot on it, you can replace that also, because it comes in the pin, the short pin comes out of this whole long pin assembly, and you don't have to take that whole long pin out of there. You can gently heat this section up, or at least I had to in the video that is online. Really the only other video that shows you how to do it. That's what he does. Sets the pin in a vise, heats this part up, and then uses a punch and hammer to basically drive the hinge assembly off of the pin. And that's what I did, and it works. So this is an eBay deal. I don't remember how much, but that's that. Good luck.